This one has the I don't know how to say it, but it sounds good.
Okay.
Damn, there's 15 grams of sugar in this?
Trust me.
Who the f was that guy?
I don't know. I think he played quarterback or something.
Hey!
Hey, come on in. Come on in.
How
Look
are
at
you? We're doing the Mitsuru.
Okay.
Hi, Betty. Hi, you look good.
See, we are
Look at
dressed
that, you
up
look
as a team.
I
now,
know, you look like a movie star with your glasses.
Cool. Yeah, she's wearing this because she has some issues.
Oh, you look like Jackie Kennedy. I like
she
it.
doesn't want Dave to see her, into the dark.
Man, you look like you put some size since the birthday. You get bigger again, huh?
Well, I've been training,
Yeah, you've been eating also. That's awesome.
It's right there to say.
This is awesome. So this is your new house, Milos.
Yeah.
So you just moved to Vegas recently.
Yeah. Okay, let me give you a little...
Yeah, we need to show the tour because people want to see.
My office.
I love it.
I just love it because in a short space you can put so much. Here I can read this recliner. Natural light, of course.
Yeah.
My new book. I want to give a brag a little bit. Push. Great book. All right. So for the people that usually want to see the section, this is the section. If you want to focus on drug actions, injectable drugs, and everything else.
This is the good stuff.
This is the good stuff that you need to really learn. And here's the traditional part. I don't have my normal library because it's destroyed. Unfortunately.
I know.
Bad divorce. And what people are saying, like, when you're coming up with all these pictures, the best hard disk that I have is destroyed. She says, yeah, I'm posting about 5,000 photos on Instagram.
I know.
And this is all my reserve pictures, not even the best ones. So yeah, here's where I spend most of the day.
This is great. This is where you do all your Skype interviews, and it's great.
Yeah, all right, come on. So you've been here already, So
I know, but we haven't shown it. So this is like the first. This is the first time.
Yeah,
this is the first time for the fans too.
I'm not going to play the video like Jay Cutler did.
Nice.
This is, if you ever come as a guest.
Yes. Matt stayed here.
Yeah, Matt stayed here.
There you go. Last night.
You can go through here.
Oh, nice.
This is not planned. Just so
no, he doesn't know. He had no clue we're going to do this.
I didn't know.
Yeah, nice.
Bathroom. Yeah, this is.
So it's okay. Shared bathroom.
Bathroom and
Betty's office.
This is Betty's office. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Okay. Oh, like we're going to block the mess.
No. It's nice. It's nice.
Okay.
I love this house. You should see how nice it is. I wish it was daytime so I could film outside when you first come in. It's beautiful where you live. Yeah. No, I just filmed the front of the house, but yeah.
So here's my movie studio.
Nice.
and
your chill
my
area.
Football games. Yeah, this is my recliners.
So it's very comfy.
But sometimes when you have to eat, you can really do it here. You can watch it.
Look at that table. This is cool. How big is that TV? That's huge.
I have no idea.
It's got to be at least, I would say 75, 85.
I have no idea.
At least 75. You put that there or was it there?
Yeah, of course I put it there. The truth is, moving here, I was the one packing. And I packed my big screen TV badly and I broke it.
Oh, you told me. So you have to buy this to replace?
Yeah.
Really?
This is, when you hire people that know what they're doing.
I know.
So how hard it is to pack.
Yeah.
All right, kitchen. Okay.
It's very open. I like this. It's great.
It's all spacey. The one thing that I love to eat. And last time you were here, I have the best cook in the world.
I know, and Betty loves to cook.
Yeah, she loves to cook. Yeah, so trust me, I'm enjoying myself every single day. Okay, if I'm gonna give you a complete tour.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just point out. Okay. This is the Japanese toilet. I don't know if you've ever been.
It's heated.
It's heated. It's other.
Mitsuru, I told you Mitsuru used to have one of these in his house back in Orange County, back in the day.
He got it for me, not one but two, and he installed it like in 5 minutes.
Really?
Great, yeah. All right. you know, this,
washing machine.
yeah, here, and access to garage.
Oh, nice.
You know, so.
Awesome.
And then we have an extra garage storage room.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if you noticed when we were passing by.
Okay, nice.
All right. And
Very cool.
I hope to God this is like. Oh.
Is that the gatekeeper?
Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It is.
Is that your inverted table? You use
No,
that?
you see, this is a problem.
Oh.
We are putting this lights that's supposed to be like controlled by the Wi-Fi through the phone and all that
really?
stuff. And I didn't figure out how to do it. So
It's like a night, it's like a nightclub in here. Nice.
Yeah. Sorry about
Awesome.
that. Sorry about that. I didn't know you
Oh,
could do this.
look at that. I know, that's why it's better, because you don't know.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. Surprise.
I don't know.
Very
My
nice.
business, but this is it.
People are going to want to see, how do you like living in Vegas? Tell me how it is since you moved here. Because you were in California forever.
Well, I was in California for 20-something years until, as you know,
Yep.
I had to go back to Serbia.
Yeah.
Actually, I went to, the long story short, Finland, then Dominican Republic, then I went to Spain, and then I ended up back in Serbia. 2017, I came back to California, and you know, we are spoiled with California weather. So like, oh yeah, you know, when I was now back in the 4-season countries, you have this, you know, crazy winters.
That
It's
must have
like,
been
oh
tough.
my God, yeah. You know, I didn't really appreciate the weather in California. But then, honestly, I mean, I'm not an outdoor person. So like being in California, I didn't really enjoy weather, even though when I was coming, I said, like, I'm going to be on the beach every weekend. I'm going to do this.
You missed it.
Yeah, I've been once, you know, so I came to Vegas so many times. There's so many things happening here. Housing is so much cheaper. How can you know, this is considerably less than what I was paying back there. So it made perfect sense.
I know. And you have all your friends here. I mean, except for Matt, which we're trying to convince to move.
If you're trying to convince him, you know, he just say hello. But yeah, listen, it's becoming a mecca of bodybuilding too.
Hotbed for bodybuilding. Yeah.
You're the first one to tell me about Flex Lewis coming in. I talked to him. You know, he says.
Have you talked to him?
You know, just touch base, and he says, of course, I'm welcome to the gym, which I'm looking forward to it.
Are you going to go to the grand opening, March 6th?
I didn't know. 6th. Yeah, I would for sure.
Yeah, you have to.
And then there's a Hide opening the gym as well.
Yes, that's awesome. We're going to go over there to film. We're going to try to give. Guess who I had lunch with today? You're never going to guess.
Today,
this afternoon.
It's probably not from Vegas. You know,
no, actually, now in Vegas, but was not in Vegas before. Kind of like us. You know that person very well.
You know, my brain is too slow. I think that even you mentioned last time that somebody is coming.
No, you're not going to get that one. Joe Wells.
Oh, Joe Wells. I wouldn't know.
So Joe actually lives here now. Bought some land in Arizona. He's going to build a big compound over there until then he's here. And he's going to come to Flex's grand opening too. It's going to be awesome.
Listen, people don't know about maybe my connection with Joe Wells, but I was still amateur.
Oh, he's known you forever. He's got stories about you. Yeah. I mean, he's used you for Max Muscle since the very beginning as model.
Let me tell you the most interesting story is him and I were driving to Vegas and we're coming back to California. Okay, and he's driving. So, of course, you know, I get tired and, you know, I'm sleeping, and all of a sudden I can hear it. And I look at him, and he's sleeping. And he's like just about to hit. Like, oh my God, ask him. You know,
I'm going to make sure he watches this video.
Yeah, for sure. That was something. And
so you woke him up?
Yeah, I woke him up. I mean, you know, we were both tired. I don't know where we were going, you know, for some Mega Pro at the time. He wasn't with that.
No, it was Mega Pro.
Yeah, Mega Pro.
Right?
Yeah,
talking about like 88, 89.
Probably.
88, 89.
Yeah, I was amateur, and then he hired me and put me in the labels of all the supplements, and then I got, of course, clothing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I did the first training video with him as well.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know, listen, you know, that day, I don't know, you know, back in 80s, those stretch pants, tight pants were, you know, popular, and I had like black and white stripes.
Yeah, like it was called.
So we didn't supposed to stop anywhere. But then it's okay, let's stop by, you know, whatever in Vegas in some casino. And I'm there like a fool with this, you know, pants going through. I mean, thanks, Joe.
What was the brand? What was the brand on Hampton that was? Because there used to be all there. It was Crazy Wear, Body Alive,
At that time, California Bodywear, there was
Perfetto,
Yeah,
they had some of those unitard, you know? You guys those unitards.
I'm guilty of wearing it.
All of you guys. Everyone was wearing that. Aaron Baker, Hotskins, thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and they did a hell of a job because they gave all the free stuff to Chris Lund in my gym.
Of course.
To put on the guys. It was free advertisement. I mean, they did smart. But yeah, those, what do you call them? Unitards or whatever?
Yeah, the unitards. Yeah, it's like one onesie, one pieces. Flex used to wear that. Aaron Baker. Remember all those guys?
Yeah, I just did it for
That's what people were wearing.
because I had to, but I felt so uncomfortable in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe Wallace, oh my God, that's so great.
So you'll get to see him in March 6th. He wants to come.
And then, of course, his partner,
Sean
Green.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a kid coming from Florida.
Yeah.
I remember.
Long hair, remember?
Yeah, he was in my house with Sonny Schmidt. We trained many times. And
he was in San Diego, right?
Yes. He was a little kid, and look at him now.
I know.
So, hi, Sean. Hope to see you, soon.
Yeah.
But, I mean, listen, if you can just, say that. I mentioned Sonny Schmidt, and I would like to mention a couple of things, about it.
Yeah.
He's actually the first pro bodybuilder I trained with.
Really?
So this is.
How did you meet?
91, and my pro debut was San Jose Pro Invitational. So Ron Love won. Sonny was second. I was third. And then we went to Niagara Falls. He was second to Albert Beckless.
You got third, top three, your first pro show?
Yeah, I qualified in my first.
Wow.
You don't know? Let me.
You were small, like 210 around there at the time.
Yeah,
right?
I was 210 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay, if you didn't hear the story, and because you want to hear my stories,
yes,
then let me focus first on my pro debut. My father had a stroke, and I had to go to Serbia. So, of course, now when I was there, to take care of him, he actually had a left leg amputated, and then he had a stroke. His right side was paralyzed.
Oh,
so now he had no control over anything except the left arm. So, of course, I had to be there, most of the day. But then I was like, there's this contest in California, San Jose, right? And I was thinking of entering because I live in San Diego, that was close. But of course, my father's priority, so I stayed there, and I trained like at night when he would go to sleep. Of course, I didn't follow, perfect diet, far away from, I live with my mom, so you eat kind of, what is prepared. But, he started getting better and said, okay, you have your life, go back to the States. So 17 days before the contest, I came back and I wasn't really in contest shape, but I had to pay for my flight, for my hotel, and all, but this is not so expensive, San Diego, San Jose, so okay, let me do it. So I went there, didn't have any hopes. I just wanted to, be on a pro stage, see, how I'm doing. And then there was John Brown, my idol, competing, Ron Love, Sonny Schmidt, Albert Beckless.
Oh, wow.
Tim Belknap. And I watched Tim Belknap in Serbia back in the day when he was winning his world championship. Franco Santoriello. There was many guys. Steve Brisbois.
Yes.
There was
sure, but he was good, that guy.
So I just went there, my first pro show, and I was hoping that my friend is going to snap some pictures of me so I can send back to Yugoslavia. At the time it was not Serbia, Yugoslavia. So here I am on the pro stage, and so back in that time there was a symmetry round and then muscularity round, and so we're in the lineup, and I remember I was right next to Albert Beckless and Tim Belknap, and I'm telling my friend, hey, take a picture, and I'm like, I don't pay attention, what is going on. And in pro circuit, Wayne DeMille is calling the names. Who's going to pronounce, Milos Sarcev? Yeah. So God knows what he was saying, Milos, so he called me one time, and second time, and third. I was just, doing all these pictures, to have it, to send to Serbia. And then finally I hear there was like a weird situation. You see something's going on. I said, competitor number 5. It was me. First call out in a symmetry round, right, with the Ron Love and Sonny Schmidt, and I won symmetry round.
Wow.
So I finished third. I had no idea, right? And
how happy were you?
It was a ridiculous feeling because when you don't expect anything whatsoever, and I didn't have high hopes. You see those guys.
That's even better, though.
I'm not at that standard, really. I had to be realistic, and not just that, but I'll tell you, there was Jerry Rogers. I don't know if you remember. He was like '88 USA champion, big guy from San Diego. Jerry Rogers. I encourage you to see him. So we train in the same gym, and I'm checking in a hotel in San Jose. I said, "Oh, Milos, you came to watch the show?" I said, "No, I came to compete." And he started laughing like he was holding his stomach on the floor, like, "What are you going to do, compete?"
And you beat him.
I beat him. Yeah. And not just that, I beat him. I took him for dinner afterwards. I said, "You're never going to beat me again." So we go to...
Oh, is that what he said? I was going to ask you what he said. Okay.
So we went to Niagara Falls. I beat him in the Night of Champions and all these shows. But this is when I met Sonny Schmidt. And for me, Sonny was so phenomenal.
I know.
But he was a man of very few words. You go there, he doesn't talk to anybody. But I'm always like this. I instigate conversation.
You are an instigator.
Yeah. I want to, So he warmed up to me. Finally we went to European Grand Prix Tour. And back in 91, there was 6 shows in 6 different countries in 6 weekends. It's not like later on they had Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
No, this was Saturday in Spain and then in Italy. So you go and
that's
travel
a long
for
trip.
1 week, long trip, 6 weeks. Yeah. So I started hanging out with him, and then he says, like, well, maybe I can come and live with you in San Diego. So sure.
Where was he living at the time?
In Australia. He was.
Australian. That's right. He was from Australia.
But I started because I think it's interesting to talk about training. We never really touched the training issue. So here comes Sonny Schmidt to train with me. So seniority. He is a seasoned pro. He beat me. Pretty much every time.
How old was he? Do you remember how old?
Yeah, he was lying about his age. He didn't want to say he was over 40. Yeah.
Already back then?
Oh, yeah.
And you were how old?
So 91, I was 27.
Okay.
And this is another thing. People didn't know his age, and he didn't know to know. He didn't want anybody to know. And I'm going to mention this also because it's regarding the age. Albert Backless, I beat him in the first show in San Jose, but then he beat us all in Niagara Falls a week later. And then we went to European tour. And at one moment, Wayne Domini asked me to pick up the passports from everybody. And of course, when I got the Albert's passport, I want to see this 1930. Oh my God, you're 61. And he looked at me like, shut up. He didn't want anybody to know. He was 61 years old.
In 91?
1991, okay. Wow. And he beat us all. Now, we all praise Dexter. And for me, Dexter is most inspirational bodybuilder of all time. But this was like shocker. Really. He was older than my father.
Didn't he get like top 3 or top 4 at the Olympia? Like really
in
the 60s?
He was second to Lee Haney once. Yeah.
And he was already like up in age.
Yeah, he was 50 something.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Things in perspective. Yeah. But when Sonny came back with me to San Diego, I said, okay, first training. Now, you want to train with me and you don't know what to expect. Okay, you're going to tell me, okay, lead. So he was leading. We did arms. So triceps, okay. First exercise, 5 sets, push downs. Then overhead extensions, then skull crushers. Then we did 10 different exercises, 5 sets each.
Wow.
And I'm going to zip it up and whatever he does, I'm going to do it. So finally, okay, now biceps. Sonny, that's it? Oh, yeah, cunt. Triceps is a small body part, that's enough.
Were you joking?
No, he was serious.
No, you were joking, though.
No, I was, of course, joking because the 50. Come on.
I know.
50 sets for triceps.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Before you go to the... So it's like... And there was another, few moments, like when you train with somebody, so you try to encourage and you say something. And I was like, squeeze. And just like, he goes, hey, what for? I said, what do you mean? What do you say? Squeeze. What for? He was never really squeezing. He was just going, lifting weights.
He was going through motion.
But he was meticulous. Everything was biomechanically perfect, right? But he never had a concept of squeezing the muscle. It's lifting the weight.
Yeah.
You lift weights, you become, muscular.
Yeah.
So, because I can tell you, I trained with so many people, so maybe it would be an interesting subject. Guy that trained like him, Sean Ray. I trained with Sean, and Sean would never do any kind of squeezing, peak contraction, stuff like that.
Okay.
Slow. I said no. He would lift weights, And he did very good. It was perfect, but it was all explosive. But I've seen him talking to John Brown, because John Brown was like his mentor back in the day.
Yes.
And I met John 1983 in Serbia. I mean, he guest posed there. He brought the house down. I mean, it was like, you know, most wonderful thing. And I'll tell you also what I remember John Brown for. When he came there, right, day after I came out from the army, I'm 18 years old. He's in phenomenal shape. And he guest posed with Dirty Diana. You know, there was like, and that was spectacular.
You mean the music?
Huh?
The song?
Yeah,
okay.
Dirty Diana.
Okay.
Then he was Kenny Rogers' Lady. You know, I use that because he was doing all these different kind of things.
Yes.
There was 7,000 people watching, and you could see grandmothers, grandfathers, you know, jumping. He had never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was, you know, I was an 18-year-old kid, and I wanted to come closer, and all I wanted to do is really, you know, I wanted to grab his arm. I mean, you know, it sounds maybe weird, but now when some, you know, people want to do that, I say, I don't have a homosexual tendency.
No, you get it,
right?
Yeah, of course, you get it.
But it was, you know, something to do. But there was like so many people, you know, going around him. So to get out of it, I guess, he had a stack of photos, and he just threw them. So of course everybody went for photos, and he disappeared.
Oh, jeez.
But you know, so photos. So I remember it's just like I was reaching for one, and the next thing you know, somebody just kicked me in the eye. I mean, I came with a black eye back home. You know, you didn't even know who kicked you or anything.
Savage.
Yeah, savage. I tell John Brown when I saw him next time. But John, in this interview with Sean, is saying, like, man, look at nowadays when you go to the gym and all these people are doing, he says, whistling face. You know, this, you know, isolation, I understand, and all that stuff. But nowadays people don't even, you know, lift the weights. They don't fight with it, right? But that's what he was saying. You have to pick up the weight. You have to fight with it, you know. So 1991, actually, for 2 weeks, I had a chance to train with John. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, let me tell you, for him, you don't stop until you cannot actually physically hold that dumbbell or barbell or anything else. So, you know, just to give you an idea, okay, we did the shoulders. Okay. So he would do the, with 20 pounds, he went ascending 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. Which is crazy itself. Go right back and go again and again.
Oh, Jesus.
5 in a row. You know, of course. So you can't even move.
No break?
No break! You know? So this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He would really, whatever you can do, even if you can move, you know, quarter inch, like Tom Platz. Yeah. Right? And so your duty is still to try. Speaking about failure and over failure. You know, but, you know, that was John Brown. Now, on another aspect, one of the guys that I idolize also, Serge Lebray. When I went to France, and, you know, I talked to him many times in his gym there, he would never go heavy. He could bench over 500 pounds. He would do 225. Never went heavy. You know, this is how he trained. You know, so you go to one extreme, you know, to the failure. Yeah. You know, never go to the failure. Why fail? And when I talked to Lee Haney also, or Bill Pearl especially, Bill Pearl is, why fail in anything? You know? Yeah. You know, so for him that was no concept. You heard about Lee Haney's stimulate, don't annihilate. Right. Yeah, it is. We go a little bit with this, you know, crazy thing. Okay, you must go to the failure. You must push it to the limits. So, who is the limit guy? Dorian Yates. So back in 93 when I competed with Dorian since 91 and 92, but 93, you know, I connected a little bit with him. I trained with him in his gym in Birmingham. Really? In, the Temple Gym. Yep. Yeah, a couple of times. And then he trained in my gym, Coliseum, with me a few times. Yes. And then we did even in Venice Golds. And initially, really, I'm a volume guy. When you hear this one set warm up and one set all out, and it was unthinkable for me. You know, I really didn't believe this is how he trained. And then, of course, when I asked him, can we train together? And he said, sure. And then I went to train with him because I was really expecting, okay, now he's going to train how he really trained. This is how he trains.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. You know, so.
How did you like that workout? How did you feel satisfied after you were done?
No,
Did you get a pump? No?
I didn't because, you see, okay, he is experiencing, let me tell you about Dorian. His execution was phenomenal. Heavyweight with most perfect form. Okay, most perfect form. Handling everything, you know, really picture perfect. If you videotape, like, oh my God, you can use this as an instructional.
Yeah.
With a heavyweight.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me, I could squat at my best back in the day, 6.5 plates for 6 reps.
Wow.
Okay. So if I would warm up with what? 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, okay? And the second set go all out, this is unthinkable for me, right? I was scared shitless. Or like one hamstring, laying leg roll, whatever you put, and then you go into the, you know, whatever, 150, 200 pounds on a laying leg roll, and he really went to the extreme. I trained with his training partner as well, Leroy.
Yeah, Diesel. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how they train.
Yeah.
You know, so is Dorian pioneer? Absolutely. Look, he was different, and he was doing this kind of training, and the results speak for itself.
Yeah.
Maybe when people don't give him a credit, we talk about golden era, 1990s. Well, he dominated that era, right?
Yeah.
With the guys like Flex Wheeler and
all
Kevin
the best
Roney
ones.
and
All
Sean.
the best.
Yeah. So when you put this in perspective, not just that he won 6 titles, but he dominated in
Against the best.
in
the best, yeah.
you know, that era.
Arguably, yeah.
Yeah. So we are talking about execution for Dorian, super heavyweight and all that stuff. Now, I meet Nasser Al-Sabadi, you know, this the whole story. And, you know, I advised him what to do back in 93, but he didn't, you know, believe it. So when 94, end of 94 after Olympia, he came to San Diego. He was my guest. You probably know the story. He came, he saw my journals, and then he looked at it, and then he, you know, didn't, you know, want to respond to me, but he said something to his wife on German. I said, what? Isn't that exactly what I told you in 1993? You know? And I said, no, you know, you just put this, you know, on purpose, you know, to trick me. I said, what? It's 365 days, 8 meals a day, protein, carbs, fat, everything. And, you know, you've seen some of my journals pages. Like, you think I'm going to do this to trick somebody? Okay, let me bring you 93, 92, 92. And then he looked at it and said, but no, sir, this is exactly what I told you. So it's like, okay, she said, well, he did exactly the opposite because he didn't believe that I would tell him the truth. But then I said, okay, look, 95, he was there, let's train together. And there's many Nasser stories, and you guys think that just because Nasser said like so much shit about me, you know, towards the end of it, that I hate him or that I have something against him. I love the guy, you know, he is my countryman, you know, we had a long history. Yeah, what he said at the end was really not, you know, classy. He shouldn't have. Nasser had a tendency to, you know, speak half truth and then, you know, add to it, like whatever. So if you know how he was, but let's talk about training with him. So San Diego, there was golds.
It was golds, then world,
and they keep changing.
Yeah.
So I trained with him. Okay. He's obviously much stronger than me. So we're doing side delts, right? So he did, you know, quite easy. And then, of course, I'm doing it. And then, you know, like, you know, kind of jumping a little bit, you know, you know, using my calves a little bit. Yeah. So he goes behind me in the middle of the set and puts his hands on my traps so I can't move, you know. And then he's, are we training calves? Are we training calves? It's like, God damn, okay. So next set, so I'm not going to hump that, but, you know, you have to swing it a little bit. You know, so now he keeps my shoulder down. Are we training the traps? Are we training traps? I said, God damn. I mean, he was very meticulous. I mean, I appreciate it, right? But when you have this man's ego and you do something and I go after you, you know, so of course, especially initially, you know, you try to hang in.
Yeah, keep up, of course.
To keep up, it was you know, impossible. He was obviously much stronger than me. He was high volume guy. And then if you guys just think about Nasser 94 Olympia, and then 95 first show, there was Houston Pro Invitational when he won over Vince Taylor, who was a favorite. It was a shocker. And then Night of the Champions, Nasser won again. And I mean, it was completely different person. And that was, you know, the gift from me to him. You know, I guide him how to do that. I don't you know, bring bad memories of him. Like I said,
but why did you guys kind of split off? I never heard the story. What happened? Is it a bad story or
no? I mean, yeah, Milamar is involved, so
never mind.
So probably you don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want
I never knew.
That's the subject. Yeah, I have no, you know, as you know, I never had the secrets. I don't have in anything in bodybuilding and supplementation.
Yeah, I know.
In protocols or anything. But I was talking about this different, you know, training with different people, you know, to really put in perspective, what is the best, what is, look, there's many ways to skin the cat, right? There's a million ways to roam. You find something individual that works for you, and then you apply it. And this is what I did. I had the pleasure of training with all those guys. I trained with Charles Klein on arms. I wanted to train arms with him because he has phenomenal arms.
Jeez.
And when you look at him, just you can see every fiber engaged at all times. He would do all the, you know, the peak contraction, hold it, and you literally, like Arnold was saying in Pumping Iron, he see his biceps as a mountains that are just going and is going to explode. That's what I've seen with Charles Klein, one of the purest physiques, very underrated.
Great poser too.
Yeah,
great poser.
Great poser, but aesthetic.
Yes.
And he has that kind of conditioning that
tiny waist and
tiny waist and all this stuff. Yeah. You know, and you know, now there are all the debates. New guys, you know, guys against 90s, and then they talk about conditioning, and then they bring Milos ruined the bodybuilding with the insulin and all this shit. Let me whisper to you, most of the guys in the 90s were on insulin, okay? And conditioning was perfect. So you scratch your head, why is that?
What is the problem?
Yeah, first, you know, there is, you know, numerous. I really don't think that guys are training like we used to. There's commodity of now, okay, you know, with the age, you know, there's all this fancy gyms and equipment, and people don't go really to train hardcore anymore. And are they really eating a hardcore? I was eating 8 meals a day. Wow. 8 meals a day, but, you know, plus my shakes and everything else. I had to have my 500 to 550 grams of protein no matter what. I look at the chicken and I want to puke. I mean, really. And I didn't have a Betty as a girlfriend. If I had a Betty, I would be Mr. Olympia. I can guarantee you this. Because she makes everything so tasty. Yeah. You know, you trust me. You wouldn't want to eat my chicken.
Is it boiled? Do you boil it?
Oh, man, it's
remember boiling the chicken breast back in the day?
It's horrible. Terrible. You know. But seriously, so what's the difference? I really don't think that they train like we used to, and a lot of guys are going to be pissed off because some are like, oh, they're so much stronger. It's not about the strength. It's about intensity and consistency. And for me, it's unthinkable. Like, people get out of shape to get back in shape. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, since you know me, I
always
competed. I don't understand the concept of letting myself go. Okay, I need a rest. I need to be off season, eat big to get big, eat shit. Seriously, what kind of excuse is that?
I remember, this is like, we're going back like late 1990s. And I remember when you and Sean Ray would do photo shoot for Joe Wells, you'd come to the warehouse and pre-Olympia. And we were maybe like, I don't know, 10 weeks out or 8 weeks, at least 10 weeks out. And you'd get your shirt off, and Sean hated it because it was so soft 10 weeks out. And you were like, show ready, abs and everything. And he was like, he's much better. He knew he was going to be doing the Olympic, but that didn't matter. You look so, I remember his comment saying, Milos is in shape, damn it. Because you made him look bad, you know?
Yeah, but, you know, Sean, you have to give him credit. But now that you mentioned this, and you mentioned Joe Wells, there's another super interesting story. You know, so I told you 17 days before the San Jose Pro Invitational, I came back, and then actually Joe was shooting the Mega Pro video. It's actually instructional training video. If you've never seen it, I wish he can get me that tape because I did the whole all body parts.
Oh wow!
All the exercises, and I look in shape. But who was in the gym? And it was Powerhouse Gym in Fullerton.
The one you ended up buying.
I ended up buying. Yeah. Who was there? Boyko.
Oh.
And let me tell you, Boyko says, Boyko is retired and all this shit. And he trained in a tank top, and his arms and shoulders and back. When I looked at that, I was like defeated immediately. This is why when I went to San Jose, I didn't think I'm going to do anything. I just wanted to, hopefully take a picture with some famous guy so I can send it to Yugoslavia. I'm serious. Because he looked 10 times better than me right that day. And it was like his normal day. Uh-huh. And so I figure, this is how bodybuilders look. And, when I look at let's face it, Arnold Schwarzenegger, had those ups and downs. You can see that pictures that you can't even believe this is Arnold.
I know. There's a few pictures floating out there. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, what happened, right?
Yeah.
But most of the guys, Robbie Robinson, have you ever seen him out of shape?
Still today. Crazy.
7 years old?
Still crazy.
It's, so this is passion that they have.
Yeah.
So just in general, to conclude about this training, I trained with Kevin Levroni. Oh my God!
How was that?
And I was this '99. I was at my best, and we were in Columbus, Ohio, training, and he wanted to train back, and I did it. He's super strong. Oh my God! Right? But I tell you, interesting story about the Kevin. '93 after '92 after European tour, we went to Germany in some seminar. In a gym, Bernd Beiderbecke, he was a promoter of the show, so there was 1 million people there, and some guy in the middle of a seminar, we were not training and presenting training, we were talking more about the contest prep and diet. He said, Kevin, I heard you can do 5 plates for 10 reps on bench. All right, and just said that. He didn't respond, right? He got up, go to the first bench, and said, okay, put the 3 plates. And he warmed up with 3 plates, right? Second set, 5 plates, 13 reps.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So this was, and then a couple months later, he tore the pack.
I know.
So maybe he was in another seminar like this, doing another stupid shit like this, without a warm-up, because this was ridiculous. What 5 plates is. He was doing like nothing.
He lied about that injury, right? When he first got it, he told the magazine that he did it. He wasn't doing bench press. He lied about that for years. Because he didn't want to say. Yeah.
But, now I'm going to mention this also. John Brown tore his pec, and how he tore it. He was in Europe, I think Denmark, and he was bench pressing, and bench collapsed.
Shit.
Yeah, and he had 5 plates, and it just tore.
My God.
That's the thing. But another guy I want to mention, Dennis James.
Yes.
My God, he could push anything you put on that barbell. Shoulders, chest, triceps, whatever you put, it was ridiculous. So much power that it was really ridiculous. When you judge some people. Johnny Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah. So
he came to your gym and trained with you
many times.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I took him out of his element, right, and then put him on the giant sets.
Yeah. I remember.
And he
I was there that night. You trained with him. Yeah.
Yeah. He wanted to cry. Because he could not believe that this stupid little, shitty dumbbells, would do nothing. But that brings me to Flex Wheeler, right? Flex Wheeler, you probably saw him training many more times than I did. I never saw how he really trained until,
He was before my time at Goals. I kind of went to Goals like shortly after. I saw him train a couple of times, but that's it.
Because when you see his physique, of course, you have I saw him 88 California championship. that he won as a light heavyweight. I was heavyweight there, unbelievable. Next day we went to the seminar of Lee Haney in San Diego Golds, and I mean, Flex and I had the most questions for Lee. You know, like still nobody's. But then you see him progress into like most phenomenal. And for me, still to this day, it's my favorite physique of all time.
93 Arnold, forget it.
Yeah, 93.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
exactly. Even though he was narrow, 93, Arnold, but it was perfection.
I know.
So you can.
You can't imagine a better body than that when you.
That's exactly how I see it. Even though later he put the mask. There was a couple of times that he kind of matched the conditioning. He never matched that conditioning, but it was still very impressive because he had that deep separations in the quads, deep abs, and then striated lats. So that would bring that. With 2002, he competed at Olympia, drug free.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to say nothing. But he didn't place that very well. 2003, I had a seminar with Sean Ray in Fullerton, and it's January 17th. It happened to be my birthday, right? So he showed up. He listened and everything. And after the seminar, he goes, hey guys, I want you to help me. I said, what? I need money. I want to compete at Arnold Classic. 5 weeks away. 5 weeks away. So I said, okay, And so Sean goes, okay, let's see what you look like. And he, Sean started laughing.
Oh.
I mean, he called him skinny fat, right?
Yeah.
And all this other stuff, like, I'm in better shape than you, he's not even training. So what are you going to do in 5 weeks? But you remember how in 1998, there was a Balco Labs test for I got Victor Conti 28 guys to be tested for myostatin gene inhibitor. And, he's the only one with the, inherited, he naturally had inhibited that gene, which means, that MTSN gene, myostatin, it's inhibited, so you can, grow indefinitely. In theory, right? So that now they want to make this myostatin gene inhibitors, and I don't see any of this, really happening. But naturally, some people have it, and he had it. And I would never believe in my life that changes like that was possible. So he started training 208.
Wow,
fat.
that's light. Wow.
Okay. So we're supposed to train 2 times a day, do our insulin and everything in protocol. He went from 208 to 245, okay, and competed 3 weeks later, not 5 weeks at Arnold Classic, 3 weeks later, it was Ironman. And he placed third. If you remember, Jay looked...
Oh, that's right.
Jay looked like an absolute freak. That was unbeatable. It's still one of my favorite editions of Jay Cutler.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shocker. You go there, you lose the air because he looked so unbelievable.
Wow.
Those lights, and he was big, wide, separated, striated.
That was 03.
2003.
Yeah.
So
because he had skip 02. He hadn't competed in 02 at the Olympia, so that was his return. Yeah.
Yeah, that was his
I
return.
remember.
Yeah.
he wasn't supposed to do it. Remember, he was only supposed to do the Arnold, but since he was ready early, he did the Ironman. Yeah. He did the San Francisco, and then he won the Ironman. He won everything.
Yeah,
I remember.
But for that Ironman, prepare Flex Wheeler.
Wow.
But what I want to say is, Sean and I started training with him, right? And Sean just couldn't handle it because intensity was zero, and he was just constantly like, oh, he can't do this, and pick up the 20-pound dumbbells,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Incline bench, quarters, not even a plate, right? But you look at him, and he just in front of your eyes, he's changing, not daily, but hourly. I mean, I have never seen anything in my life like this.
Wow.
I mean, legs. My leg workouts. I would torture people with everything. Not Flex. He can't do it. He does one leg press with a range of motion. You have to really, if you're far away, you don't know if it's even moving. So if you have to close, it's 2 inches. But his legs responded, right?
Jesus.
Which brings me to Paul Delatte.
Ah, yes. I heard stories about it.
Paul Delatte is the guy with his towel and talking about, with his asthma problem. It was always funny to see it. But you know, his training was pathetic, right? And then, you know, he says, Milos, you know, they all tell me, you know, train heavy. Do I look like I need to train heavy?
He was a freak.
And so like, yeah, I mean, you make a point. You don't look like you need to train heavy. So we go to 94 European Grand Prix Tour, and I stay with him and Sonny Schmidt. We stay in Bernd Beiderberg's gym, you know, for a whole week. Okay, so we stay actually in the gym, so we could train there, and Sonny and I train 2 times a day, do the cardio, you know. You have never seen Dave, I mean the Polylet, come out and train. Not one time. Okay, he had many German lady visitors. He was doing his cardio at least, but I could say he never trained once. Next week on the show, he looked like a goddamn freak.
Oh my God!
You know, so what do you do with these guys, right?
genetic wonder.
Yeah,
wonder.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, for me, really, when you look at him from the front and from the side,
oh yeah,
it's you know, hard. Even standing next to Flex Wheeler, I mean, there was you know, cases when because he overwhelmed him with the size.
Yeah, his width was crazy.
Yeah.
It was so wide and tiny waist for someone that big legs. If it wasn't for his back, he would have won a lot of shows. Too bad.
And back, I think that if he tried to make his back look worse, if he put any effort to make it worse, he wouldn't succeed.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever he did was the worst possible thing. Because even when you see him completely relaxed, he had a lats, right? And then, you know, whatever he does is completely disappearing. I love you, Paul. I'm not talking shit.
I know.
You know?
He was a freak, man.
Yeah, he was one of the, you know, people that could. I see him next to Dorian, making him look small from the front, and yeah, he was that way.
Crazy.
Well, anyway, I mean, I can probably pick any of you guys and tell some more stories, but
we'll have to keep some for later because people. You know what? I have to say this on camera because people have been bugging me on YouTube so much. Please get Milos back on the show. Please get Milos back on JayTV. Yeah. They wanted to hear you, and so since you moved here, I figured we'd give a little tour and have you tell your story. I wanted to shoot your birthday party, but you know what I was going to do? Since it was supposed to be a surprise birthday party, I was going to come and hide first and then have you come in and film the whole thing, but that didn't work out too well. So anyway, it was still a good time.
Well, yeah, thank you for coming. And let me tell you, you know, when I've seen somebody at the front door, like, who the hell is this? No, really, you look like humongous. You know, so.
That was a good time, but it was a private party.
Yeah.
No, we weren't on camera.
Being that this is on JayTV TV, I'm going to put Jay on the spot. You told me at Olympia you're going to accept my invitation for dinner. So next time we do it with you right here.
I'm going to make sure you watch it. He watches this.
Yes. All right.
Thanks, Milos. We'll be back. All right.